Okay, let's see. It's working? Yes, it is. This is the starter I'm going to be working on, rebuilding here shortly, right here. But I'm going to put away this hardware that I showed you the other day, the advanced truckparts.com, the starter, Denso starter assembly 77-606. So let me put this stuff back together and then we'll start. We have multiple types of copper pieces, 4 larger pieces of insulative material, 2 small O-rings, 2 different types of 4 nuts, the gasket, thick, and the plunger assembly. All right, so let me stop this here. All right, this is my Toyota book for the Tacoma I got years ago with the unit. Here's the starter, how it bolts in, information on the starter. Here's the plunger, the leads, and I'll read through those and we'll go through as I show you putting it together. The 3 screws that hold on the gasket. Turning the page, and I'm slowly doing this, I guess. It talks about starter removal. It talks about the disassembly, which I'll be following, not this portion. The Bendix is fine. What's happening is that the copper dies. Let's see, you can take a, I don't know if you can take a look. I'm trying to get to the part that shows me what it looks like, but I'm taking my time flipping pages. You can hear the thunderstorm in the background. It's the day before the 4th of July, and I'm loving every minute of this cool weather. Oh, there's some other stuff, how you can inspect the field resistance. Let's see, turning the page. Oh, there's a special service tool, which I don't have, so we'll have to figure out as I work around it. Here's short, long. They talk about the bolts, it looks like here. Remove the terminal nut, O-ring. Let's see. Yeah, we'll see if you can see all this, and then some other pictures. Talks about some sort of wooden block. I'll let you know about that. Whatever the special service tool is, we'll figure out how we're going to work around that. There's the plunger, and what happens right here is that each time this plunger hits the contacts, it all heats up, and I'll show you what that looks like when I disassemble it. And then it talks about some testing, and we may do a modified test with another device just to make sure it goes click. Excuse me. Starter relay, it talks about that, and that's it. That's for the V6, the 5VZFE. So anyway, let me set this up to take things apart. All right, here's the starter removed. A few interesting notes. It looks like there's a piece of plastic here that has failed, I'm going to say because of heat. Here's the connector. I'll clean some of this stuff off. Here's one of the contactors. We need to get under here. There's 1, 2, 3 bolts. I'll see what type they are. Plus right here, more bright. But that's one of the ends that connects to the vehicle. There's a single input wire. It's rubber piece there. These screws are dirty, but there's a place to put a screwdriver in to turn and to set it free. I will do that next. I'm going to remove this cap. This is 8mm or 5/16, the 8mm or 5/16. Okay. Using simple hand tools here. Three. Okay. There was upward pushing pressure here. Now, okay, we're looking at the plunger assembly. That had positive pressure pushing up on it. See that? So what happens is the plunger pulls down. Take a look. Let's look here. The plunger has a spring, and you can see here, there's first the spring, the plunger, and the contact here. I'll clean this up and we'll take a look at it. Let me back this up and set this down. Then we'll take a look inside the contacts here. This is the first take a look preview right here. And I'll wipe this out. You can see on the left right here, that side has a big piece. On the side over here, it has a small piece. And what this does when it fails is it'll give you a warning. It won't work all the time. You click, 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 and then it works. And you can also see across the back here, back this side, you'll see copper residue. See the copper? Okay, if you can't see it, it's right here where copper residue went. You can see the copper bolts. So let me stop the recording here and try and clean some stuff up. Okay, good morning. It's the next day. We're still working on the Denso starter. Here's the pieces that I removed over here. The end cap, the plunger, the old one, the new one, and I set aside the two pieces that make contact right here. Okay. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the longer, that's right here, the longer contact, the copper bolt first and then the smaller one second. These are 14 millimeters. Okay. And I'm going to use the driver there to remove this one. Then I'm going to break the plastic here and loosen and remove this side. And I'm going to film that. So let me go set up my tripod. All right. Rotating correct way. Let's go with the easier nut to get to. Here we go. There we go, that made a sound. And let's look here. That didn't go as planned. It looks like it sheared off. Let me readjust so you can see. It sheared off the copper bolt. The plastic pieces basically failed, and inside is the one side here, and I'll show you that in another picture. Let me stop this and rearrange. All right, I got one side gone. Now I'm going to work on this other side. You can see it's crumbling. So I'm going to have to come up with a slightly different solution. And connecting to the next side, we'll see if this one breaks off. This is a smaller size socket. This side was 14. This side feels even smaller than a 13. Okay. Let's see, coming over here with a 12. All right, it's a 12. So, here's a 12. We'll see if we break it. Okay, that one worked a little better. And there's a piece that goes to the starter. There's another nut that's down in there. Let's see if this will fit over it. Okay, very good. I hope this is all getting caught on camera. Should be. Okay, here we go on this side. Okay, there we go. The nut came out. Here. Oh, I love this light. You know, I spent extra money on the light because it always shines in my face. But right here is the piece. I'm going to pull this plastic piece off. It has a washer with it. Okay. Going to remove gently the nut. I guess I could have left this as is, but we're replacing all of it because we're here, number one. And we wanted to see this. This is a wear part. Contact, be gentle with this. Set it here. This piece here. And now you can take a look down in there, hopefully. And I'll clean it up a little. I'm just going to wipe it out. All right, I have all the pieces and parts now. removed. So you can see these parts, as I've said once or twice, are designed to wear. This is the old plunger, the new plunger, and you can see that there's a slight difference in the thickness, but not a whole lot. So, sorry, not a whole lot. So I don't know if that really comes to play. The next is one of the contacts that the plunger makes contact with, like that. The contact makes contact here on both of those. And of course it arcs and sparks. But if you take a look here, you should be able to see a ridge right here. Okay, you can see it has worn in and ground down, ground into this contact here. This one here has none of that. So let me get a closer look. Okay, let's try and get a good look at that right here. You should be able to see that where it is worn versus a new one which is not worn. And as it wears down, what happens is a plunger can't get across the two contacts, and it starts to fail. So if your starter starts clicking and it's giving up on you, that's how it lets you know that that is the case. And you can put these in and your starter will be fine. But the first time it happened, I had no time to deal with it, and they wanted $250 for the starter. Hence, 10 years later, the second time I did it, they wanted $250 for the starter, and they didn't need the core back because they wanted the core was $250. And so that's that. Since I have this core, I'm going to fix it because I'm going to keep the truck basically forever. It's going to end up on the farm, and it's a little bigger than an RTV. But it's a great vehicle, and I love it to death. So let me film, I'm going to film me putting some of this back together again. And you can see how the process works. One other thing while I'm here is there's a non-conductive piece that you see there. I wiped it off. I wipe everything off. You can take a look at how I'm going to reassemble this. It's going to be slightly different than the original. And I will place RTV, clean this side up, and place RTV on that side, and then this side over here will just be like it is. And the reason I'm doing RTV here is I don't have a cover to put on it. And face it, when I go to use this starter again in many years, if I have to use it again, it will basically be the last starter that goes in, or I'm going to buy another new one after this fails for the second time. So let me go finish this video off, and I'll speed it up so you can see some of this. That's at least my plan. Thank you. Maybe I didn't quite tell you the truth, I don't know, but here are the pieces I'm going to install. The contact that goes in place one more time. The contact isolation, and also, okay, the little rubber gasket is going to go here as a moisture barrier, is how I'm going to do that. So let's go like this. Copper to copper, the gasket, and I hope I'm catching this. Okay. Moisture barrier, insulative material, like so. Those three I'm going to place in and set inside here. Okay. Then another barrier here, and I don't know if you can see, but it isolates it. You got plastic here, rubber there for the barrier, and then the new nut. And I decided on this nut to use it, one, because the other one is stuck there, and B, this all fits better. So I'm going to, I know they have special service tools, they got all kinds of stuff, but on this side here, I'm using my thumb. Okay, and then I'm going to tighten it down just a little. Is this the 13? Yes, it is. And you can see this is just, I'm just doing it hand tight at the moment. Okay, I'm going to place in the old plunger here. Whoops, got to go get that spring so my card doesn't move. There's that little isolation card. And so I have this down, and now I can take out my plunger and find my spring. So let me adjust for the other side. All right, you can probably hear in the background's birds. It's roughly, let's see, it's the 4th of July, it's almost 5 in the morning. And I'm listening to Alan Blinder, an economics book. I don't know if you can see it, but I enjoy this. This is peaceful stuff in the morning. Okay, you'll see here, this piece of metal needs to make contact where it was, right there. Let me pull out my the old piston here. And let's see, we got when we go to do this, it needs to go in, let's see, like so. The gasket is here, the contact is here facing the right direction. I've captured and gone through the piece of metal I need to capture. Well, hold on here, I may be wrong. Let me see if I was wrong. So let me see if I can get that gasket off. So, I'm going to set that here. We go with these, this piece here, like so. And remember, long one on this side, short one on that side. Here's the little gasket going on. Right. Then this piece facing this direction, so you're isolating this. Hold on here. Let me edit all this out. Okay. All right, there we go with the bolt. Then the gasket. Followed by the isolation block. I'm having a little trouble with this. Okay, I see the problem. Okay, this needs to be oriented a certain direction. All right, they need to go the short side of these pieces here. It needs to be like this. The long length ones go this way, the short ones don't, and these are offset. So you just need to be aware of that when you go to install them. Okay, so now we're good. That's sitting in there. You can see hopefully on this side, I don't know, but it sticks out, and then this piece here goes on over the plastic, just like on the other side. And we're going to come here and spin this down or no. The answer is yes. Need to put this piece on. Let's see, how do I want to do that? There's a slight problem here. And I think I have the correct answer for me. Okay. All right, let me stop recording and take off this nut and set it up. All right, this is how I'm going to go about it. Warning, at your own risk. There's two nuts that were on the other side, so I'm going to take the one, the short one, and cinch it up, tighten it up. Now I'm certain if one looks at the earlier part of my video, they're going to see maybe possibly torque values. But let me continue on here. This is a part I'll RTV once I've tested this out. Okay. Let me stop the video again and go get some lube. Yes, okay. Take two, right? I had lithium grease I put on the plunger. You choose the oils or lubricant you want. This is a new plunger. These are the contacts. The way this starter works, this Denso starter works, is a solenoid field that's down in here. Once it receives the signal from here going down that wire, forces the plunger down. So when the plunger goes down, it makes contact across the two lower copper pieces, and current goes from here through to here to the starter, goes from here to here. From this cable that I'm going to place RTV on once I test it, which you won't see, through this point here to start the starter. What happens is over time, every time this plunger is pulled down, it arcs. And things spin and move, which is why you see the failed one. I hope I can get a good look at that. You can see how that is worn down. And what happens is eventually this wears all away, melts away, basically, and it will not make contact, and so the starter doesn't work. It lets you know it's doing this by, you turn the key, it goes like this, it's not hitting something, you get no contact, you do it again, and then it starts. At that point, that's when you want to stop and probably rebuild this. If your life is like mine, the minute something fails, it's in a point that you just need to take action. This starter will be on the shelf so I can use it in my 99 Toyota, which I bought new, March of 99, and I have no intention on getting rid of. These older vehicles are beautiful, and look at the simplicity of this design. It's genius. It's absolute genius. And I think that the reason that this unit is round is because it makes contact. You can see how this thing is melted away. And you can see it melted away. And it just, things wear out. And they've made this easy. It's pure genius. I keep saying it because it truly is. A lot easier than any of the starters I remember having to deal with the brushes on the back side of the motor. Of course, Ford had a good design where the solenoid was up high. But yeah, this is a beautiful piece of gear. But anyway, this is going to be the end of the video. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll try and get it uploaded on the 4th of July. You have yourselves a wonderful day. Okay, one last thing for the record. The starter is back together. I may make a test video, but I doubt it. There were extra pieces in here, and the one thing that didn't fit was the gasket. So this gasket is designed for, I guess, a slightly different size starter, but you can see with this stuff here that we had multiple pieces, multiple solutions. As always, do whatever at your own risk. Here's the old plunger. And now I have, for I think it was 15 bucks at the time, the answer to I have a cheap answer to reuse my starter again. And I'm going to try something a little different here. I'm going to leave this going so you can see what the sunrise looks like in the great state of Alabama. Good, happy 4th of July. That's the south. There's the north that way. And obviously you're looking somewhere to the east at the moment. Enjoy for a minute. There'll be nothing else, just this if you want to listen to the birds. Set that on a dry spot. Enjoy. Okay. Okay, it's a beautiful morning. Time to go in and clean the old kitchen. Wash my hands. I hope you enjoyed this video because that was the intent. It is really a beautiful morning. Beautifully cool. It's great to be alive. You have a good day.